These are the differences I noticed between the 1987 book and the 2023 graphic novel of Babysitter's Club, Stacey's Mistake. The cockroach in Stacey's apartment is changed to a cockroach outside in the street. In the book, Stacey mentions three people who work at her apartment multiple times. The graphic novel reduces this to one mention of the doorman's name. In the original, the adults are having a meeting about a homeless woman named Judy. In the graphic novel, they're having a fundraiser for the local community theater. Stacey's dad doesn't have glasses. Claudia's phone call at the end of chapter 1 is removed. Claudia's postcard on the first page is moved to the start of chapter 2. Claudia asks to go vintage shopping. In the original, she tries to ask about Bloomingdale's, but she can't spell it. In Marianne's postcard, Serendipity and Hard Rock Cafe are changed to Chelsea Market and Katz's Delicatessen. Stacey doesn't know about Marianne's New York obsession ahead of time. The graphic novel removes the long recap section in chapter 2 where Stacey tells the backstory of every club member. Christie's postcard to Karen and Andrew is removed. Jessi and Mallory are in the graphic novel. They weren't in the original book because they're too young. Stacey doesn't complain that her friends are too conspicuous. The graphic novel removes Dawn's claim that living on the outskirts of Anaheim doesn't count as living in a city. Stacey doesn't complain that she wants to die because Claudia's suitcase has wheels. How embarrassing! When Dawn sees a mouse, everyone but Stacey screams in terror. In the book, Stacey ignores Dawn while Christy laughs at her for being afraid of a mouse. In Dawn's postcard to Jeff, they remove her complaints about skyscrapers being too tall, along with her story of seeing a homeless person eating out of the garbage. The Hard Rock Cafe is changed to Union Square. The scene of Stacey's friends embarrassing her at the cafe is changed to them embarrassing her by dancing in public. They remove the scene where Christy opens her purse to give money to a homeless man and Stacey criticizes her for opening a purse in public. They add a scene where Stacey shows off a food truck, and the others are duly impressed because food trucks don't exist in Stony Brook. Instead of shopping at Bloomingdale's, they shop at an unspecified store. Marianne gets in trouble because she ripped a sweater. In the book, she gets in trouble because she stole eyeshadow, thinking it was a free sample. Dawn tripping on the escalator is changed to her bumping into a hat rack. The expensive shoes went up in price from $160 to $250. Claudia's postcard home is changed because they didn't go to the Hard Rock Cafe or Bloomingdale's in this version. The brief appearance by Stacey's mom is removed. Claudia's joke to have fun and be careful is changed to a joke about playing with antiques. Stacey doesn't warn her friends that Leslie is a brat like Jenny Prezioso. The club members don't make fun of Leslie's parents for being overprotective. The graphic novel spends less time introducing all 10 kids. Marianne's postcard to her dad is shortened. The club member lying on the floor is changed from Dawn to Christy. Stacey doesn't make a snarky comment about Claudia bringing too many clothes. All of their party outfits are changed. The graphic novel combines two book chapters. The book has a chapter break after Lane mentions the fight that almost broke up the Babysitter's Club. Dawn's postcard does not include her P.S. that New Yorkers use doormen to keep murderers away. Marianne asks about movies filmed near Lane's house. In the book, she specifically mentions Rosemary's Baby, which neither of them were allowed to watch because it's rated R. Marianne is shy at the party in both versions. In the book, she's specifically shy because boys are at the party. Jim sighs in relief when Stacey takes Marianne away. In the book, he calls her a weirdo. Christy has her hands on Kobe's shoulders. In the book, her hands are wrapped around his neck. Lane says, "The dentist would be more fun than this." In the book, she says a funeral. Claudia's postcard to Mimi is removed. Stacey doesn't spend some time thinking about the problem with her friends. Dawn's postcard to Mallory is changed to Mallory's postcard to her family. The graphic novel has a chapter division when the adults start dropping kids off. In the book, the chapter division is after the adults leave. They remove the scene of a homeless woman yelling at the group. They remove Stacey's lecture about New York culture when they arrive at the museum. They change everything that the kids want to see at the museum. But I wanted to see the Sesame Street show. The Brontosaurus is changed to a Titanosaur. The postcard from Christy is changed to a postcard from Jessi. They remove the scene of the group getting food and going to the museum gift shop. They remove the scene where Marianne says she's been to Central Park before, and Stacey puts Marianne in her place by saying she doesn't know about the Panther statue or the Dean shelter. Dawn's complaint about homeless people in Central Park is replaced with a scene where Stacey is encouraging to Dawn about her fears, saying she's glad Dawn is here. The scene of Stacey's parents talking about the meeting is replaced with the scene of the theater director saying the fundraiser was a success. Stacey doesn't say she pretended to be a tourist to better enjoy spending time with her friends. Mom and Dad don't lecture the girls before they leave to see a play. Claudia and Lane don't exchange contact information. Jessi summarizes the events of Jessi's secret language. In the book, they summarize the events of Little Miss Stoneybrook and Dawn. The postcard in the final chapter is removed. The babysitters don't complain about having to say goodbye to Leslie. There are about 60 changes that were made to the story. The big ones are adding Mallory and Jessi, getting rid of Bloomingdale's and Hard Rock Cafe, and removing all references to homeless people. Stacey also complains less about her friends, which is an improvement in my opinion.